Hey guys, it's Chippy from Ultrabooknews. Just with a quick update from the studio for you at the end of day 2 of Computex out in Taiwan. If you've been hiding under a rock, Computex is one of the biggest laptop related events of the calendar, and it's been huge, and it's been all about Ultrabooks and all about that mobile computing experience. We've had some massive days. We've had 3 record days, one after the other. We've already broken yesterday's traffic, and we've got another 3 hours to go. So thank you to everyone that came to Ultrabooknews to check out the news and the database. The database has been extremely popular, thanks to Niels Jacoby, who's been keeping that up to date over the last 3 days. He's actually put in 30 new devices, which gives us an idea of how that Ultrabook market is developing now. We are looking at devices that are starting at $599, which is incredible, and in fact might squash out that competitor AMD, who had a press conference this morning and talked a lot but didn't really show a lot from their partners, in comparison with Intel, who pulled the curtain down on something like 50 Ultrabooks that were on stage. Real devices that are going to be available very shortly. We actually have 57 Ultrabooks in the database now. Some of those are Windows 8 coming up in Q4, of course, and there's 82 ultra thins overall, including Ultrabooks. I'm sure we could add some more as well. I want to say a quick thank you first, though, to some of the guys that were out in Computex who fed us with news and kept in contact with us, especially Netbook News. That's Sasha and Nicole and their team out there on the floor. James as well. Hi, James. Thank you very much for keeping in contact with us. We've been tracking you the last 4 days, highlighting your videos hopefully, and giving you some sort of at least some sort of kickback. They are Tech Focus. Ballas Gile is out there. He's been keeping us up to date with some videos, good videos. Ballas. We've got Johannes from newgadgets.de again, staying in contact with us. Thank you very much. Laptop Mag, Avram Pilch from Laptop Mag, thank you for keeping in touch with us. Avram. Richie from Richie's Room, I know you've got an Acer S5 out there. Send it over here, please. What else? We had 46 articles go out over the last 4 days, which is way more than we normally do. We're usually putting about 3 articles out a day max. That was 10 articles a day average. 18-hour days from everyone. Thank you so much, guys. Couple of takeaways I just want to talk about before I go. Of course, Windows 8 and Touch was huge, absolutely dominated day 1, pretty much day 0 and day 1 of Computex. Of course, this is something that's not going to happen until Q4, but the amount of buzz that's been created through that, and the amount of press that's going to happen in the next few weeks as journalists and analysts think about this change, think about whether it needs marketing to make it change, or whether Windows 8 is going to make it change on its own, whether people are going to really appreciate that touch experience, or whether it's going to be something that maybe doesn't take off as well as we thought. We don't know yet. Certainly I've been someone that's used touch laptops for 4 years now, and I know you can use them, but you have to train yourself. There has to be something in it for you, and unless you're excited about that, like I am, you won't train yourself. You need that experience to tell you to come and touch it, and Windows 8 hopefully will do that. So that's something to think about. I'm sure we'll have lots to talk about in podcasts. We're trying to plan some podcasts over the next few weeks. Acer's S7, interesting. Acer really taking a step forward in their design process there. Acer has not been, over the let's say the netbook era, the best in design. Very sort of build to price in terms of their build quality, but really seeing some advances there. The S5 and the S7 really showing some great advances, so I'm quite excited to look at the S7. What else? Prices I mentioned, $599. That is so significant. It was only 1 year ago where Intel talked about $1,000, and yet devices were coming in at $1,100 or more. We've seen prices drop down, of course, to $799, but now entry levels at $599. Bear in mind now that there's about 4 or 5 devices lined up for this $599 mark, from Lenovo, from Dell, from Toshiba, from potentially from HP, and who was the other one? I can't remember now. Asus, of course. And of course Acer, if the price of the S3 drops, that's going to get an Ivy Bridge upgrade. just think about what's going to happen in the next few months as America and the Western Europe, well, this part of the world that we're in, prepares for back to school after summer holidays. There's a big marketing push going to happen there. Price is going to be down below $5.99, I think. So that's hugely significant. So that's about it for this update. I just want to thank you all again for coming along. We're still doing the news. We've got a big list of stuff to get sorted out. I know I've got about 3 articles for today to write up, but also wanted to tell you about next week, because on Tuesday I'm going to see Samsung. We're going to pick up an Ivy Bridge Series 9 Ultrabook. They are actually called Ultrabooks now, and we're going to have that for a week to test. So next Thursday, come along in the evening, well, in time, about 9 p.m. We're going to switch the cameras on. We're going to sit here in the studio for a couple of hours at least and just get into Ivy Bridge. Now, I've had the Samsung Series 9 before, so I know what the differences will be. We've also got a couple of Sandy Bridge Ultrabooks here to do comparisons with, so let's work out exactly what Ivy Bridge brings and for what sort of people Ivy Bridge is important, and the rest of you will probably be enjoying lower prices on Sandy Bridges, because they will still coexist side by side. So that is it. Thank you very much for being with us the last few days. Stay with us. I'm going to have a beer now and enjoy the rest of my evening and get back to normal sleeping time. So cheers, thank you, and catch up with you in the next video. Cheers. And that is very, very nice.